With the Indian economy doing well in first 3 quarters of FY22, when compared to FY21, and the government's determination to carry this momentum to the next financial year, the expectations from the Union Budget FY23 remains reasonably high. 5 broad areas which could cement this growth would be in terms of domestic growth, facilitating export infrastructure, access to healthcare, increasing savings to help consumption, while also supporting geoeconomic preparedness. Trade has been the driving force for the prosperity of most economies across the globe. A lot of hope is on the PLI scheme, which advocates incremental production-based incentive, and has the potential to take India's exports to a new high, while also diversifying the export basket. In this context, the government can consider enhancing the exposure under PLI and have more upcoming industries identified. For example, industries like aerospace, warehouse robotics, waste management, including maintenance, repair, and overhaul, amongst others, could be bought under the ambit of PLI. Hopefully the budget FY23 will widen the PLI scheme while considering upcoming potential industries, especially while targeting India's exports to reach $1 trillion by 2025. India's coastline is almost 10 times that of Vietnam, which has 4 major ports. Encouraging PPP with some of the world's largest port players of Singapore, Hong Kong, Busan, and Rotterdam can change the course of India's trade. Along with it, the government needs to open the dredging market to increase and maintain draft depth at ports allowing larger vessels. Many of the existing ports in India also requires to be modernized and connectivity enhanced. In fact, many of these ports across the coastline can evolve as big manufacturing and export hubs, while also reducing the cost of transshipment. Further, should there be any tax exemptions for foreign flag ships in these ports, India can become a hub in the Asian peninsula. The budget FY23 could identify a few ports with time-bound incentives towards completing them. It may be noted that while budget FY22 announced 1,702 Indian rupees crore for the Ministry of Ports, for development of ports, there were none for major ports. Budgetary allocation for minor ports declined by 54% in the last 2 years. While hopefully the upcoming union budget will provide rebates on medical insurance premiums, and further inducements for R&D spend to boost pharma companies, it is important to strengthen the healthcare infrastructure in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. This lack of infrastructure was tragically exposed during the COVID-19 second wave. According to the National Health Profile 2018 in the country, the number of district hospitals stands at 1,003, government hospitals in rural areas at 19,810, railways 136, and employee state insurance company 151. If these hospitals are strengthened on a public-private mode by extending attractive incentives, including exploring a tax holiday, the population of the country will be healthier. In fact, even if 5% of these 21,000-odd hospitals get the attention for time-bound upgradation, the pressure on Tier 1 cities will be much reduced. Section 80C allows a maximum deduction of 1.5 Indian rupees lakh every year from the taxpayer's total income. Over and above this, the NPS gives an additional deduction of 50,000 Indian rupees under Section 80CCD. While the income of people has increased, the interest rates has continued to fall as opposed to cost of living. Further, the pandemic has caused many job losses and exposed their financial vulnerabilities, especially when it comes to secured saving instruments. Hence, given the situation, it will be beneficial for the salaried class if the budget FY23 considers doubling the yearly contribution under Section 80C and Section 80CCD. Enhancing the ceilings will not only boost India's domestic savings, but will also contribute to government financing its deficit. At the same time, investment through NPS would allow more investors to participate in the capital market through the various options available in it. The pandemic exposed the issues related to healthcare. The Union Budget FY23 could expand the scope of Section 80D to allow a deduction for expenditure incurred on any pandemic-related treatment of all, irrespective of age. Another segment which would have a multiplier effect on the various other sectors of the economy is the residential housing sector. Its contribution to GDP is around 5%, apart from being a large employment generator. The budget FY23 could enhance the deduction limit for interest on home loans under Section 24 above the permissible 2 Indian rupees lakh to boost the overall economic sentiment. While supporting exports have a multiplier effect like creating jobs, boosting manufacturing, earning foreign exchange, in today's emerging scenario exports also play a critical role amidst the changing geoeconomic. As India aspires to move into producing EVs, mobile phone, solar panels, aerospace, etc. It is also important to acknowledge that there are many inputs like lithium which go into these but are not available in abundance in the country. Though India would be glaring at a new form of dependency on import. This revives the need to secure certain assets overseas. In this context, budget FY23 could explore having a dedicated financial institution like Exim Bank, which can cater to such overseas strategic needs with government backing, something akin to Chinese government banks and institution. Beneficiaries of such a support could be Indian PSUs and quasi-sovereign institution. It may be mentioned that U.S., at the onset of the pandemic in December 2019, operationalized a new Development Finance Corporation to pursue its strategic interest. This initiative is considered as an effort towards its needs, specifically countering China's influence on global trade and business, and furthering the U.S. foreign policy goals, whilst supporting U.S. direct investments abroad. The writer is an economist with India Exim Bank. Views expressed are personal. India's cotton crop has been revised downward to 348.13 lakh bales as against the previous estimate of 360.13 lakh bales for the 2021-22 season. Trade body, Cotton Association of India, in its latest cotton crop outlook for the month of December 2021, has projected lower cotton output in major growing regions of Gujarat, Punjab, Telangana and Karnataka. As per the CAI projections, cotton output in Gujarat is expected at 91.99 lakh bales, which is 5 lakh bales lesser from the earlier estimate. Cotton production in the states of Telangana and Karnataka is revised downward by 2 lakh bales each at 43.91 lakh and 23.55 lakh bales respectively. Also, the cotton output for the states of Punjab, Odisha, Rajasthan and Haryana has been trimmed by 0.5 lakh to 1 lakh bales each. Notably, CAI has recorded cotton arrivals till December 2021 at 140.52 lakh bales, which is lower compared to the cotton arrivals of the corresponding months of the previous crop year 2020-21. Raw cotton prices quoted at a record high levels at 10,000 Indian rupees per quintal at Rajkot market with arrivals of 3,800 quintal on Tuesday. The minimum price was quoted at 7,000 Indian rupees per quintal. The Jind cotton for 29 mm variety was quoted at 73,600 Indian rupees a candy. If we compare the current year's cotton arrivals with the average cotton arrivals of October to December during the last 5 years, the current year's cotton arrivals are higher by 23.11 lakh bales of 170 kilograms each compared to the average cotton arrivals of the corresponding months of the last 5 years, said Atul Ganatra, President, CAI, adding that the year of 2020-21 is considered as an exceptional year under COVID-19 impact, hence excluded from the calculation. The cotton consumption in the country is estimated at 345 lakh bales, higher by 10 lakh bales from earlier estimate of 335 lakh bales. Till December 31, 2021, about 86.25 lakh bales is estimated to have been consumed. CAI projects cotton exports from India for the year 2021-22 to be around 48 lakh bales, without making any changes in the earlier estimate. However, the cotton exports last year were recorded at 78 lakh bales, as Indian cotton was considered cheapest in the world. The export shipments, till December 31, 2021, is estimated at 18.50 lakh bales. Cotton imports, according to CAI projections, is estimated to increase to 15 lakh bales, higher by 5 lakh bales from earlier estimates of 10 lakh bales. Already 3 lakh bales is estimated to have arrived at the Indian ports by December 31, 2021. As per the stock position, as stated by CAI, mills are reported to have cotton stock of 65 lakh bales, which is an average 68 days worth of cotton requirement. The Cotton Corporation of India, Maharashtra Federation, multinational corporations, ginners, traders, MCX, etc., are estimated to have had a total stock of about 48.77 lakh bales as on December 31, 2021, the CAI noted. Thus, the total stock held by spinning mills and stockists, including the stock of cotton sold but not delivered on December 31, 2021, is estimated at 113.77 lakh bale. The closing stock for the season 2021 to 22 is estimated at 45.13 lakh bale. Energy fuels economic growth, and electrical energy is a critical component of every nation's energy mix. India is no exception. Currently ranked third largest in the world, electricity generation in India has witnessed a remarkable growth, particularly in the last 10 years, with overall installed generation capacity increasing at an average annual rate of 8.8% from 2010 to 2020, reaching 370 gigawatts in March 2020. The national peak demand has grown at an average rate of 4.4% to reach 184 gigawatts during the same period, according to Central Electricity Authority. The rate of national access increased from 43% in 2000 to about 95% in 2019, according to International Energy Agency's report India 2020 Energy Policy Review. To be sure, the Indian electricity market has undergone significant restructuring and reforms during the past 3 decades. The twin objective was to scale up expansion in generation and distribution as well as make the market transparent, competitive and efficient. Experiences in India and in many countries suggest that as reforms progress and competitiveness increases with restructuring and unbundling of the electricity sector, costs of procurement of electricity reduces while the quality and stability of power availability improve. The electricity market in the country, however, remains fragmented both at the retail level as well as in wholesale trading. One of the important steps taken to overcome this problem was synchronization of regional grids into one national grid at one frequency. India has indeed achieved this by pursuing a one nation one grid policy, making the country the world's largest national synchronous grid. Meanwhile, a slew of policy reforms oriented towards creating an efficient and transparent electricity trading system across the country has been in the works. The reform process began in the 1990s, with unbundling and liberalization of the sector. A landmark reform was the enactment of the Electricity Act 2003, which removed licensing for generation and introduced open access for transmission and distribution. This development fostered competition and paved the way for integration of the electricity market across the country. An offshoot of open access transmission was the introduction of power trading on spot exchanges, which facilitated transparent price discovery in electricity market. Electricity trading on spot exchanges has picked up momentum quickly, and the volume of electricity traded on power exchanges increased at an average annual growth rate of about 25%, while that transacted through bilateral transactions increased at an annual growth rate of about 7% from 2009 to 10 to 2018 to 19, according to the Central Electricity Regulatory Commission. With gradual opening up, the power markets have become increasingly competitive and transparent. At the same time, the market has witnessed an increase in the volatility in electricity prices, exposing stakeholders to price risk. The average annualized volatility in electricity prices was about 41% on an average during the last 5 years, enough to adversely affect the margins and economic viability of users and producers of this commodity. Indeed, electricity prices are inherently volatile due to their unique physical attributes manifested in the free market in this commodity. As such, key stakeholders including generation companies, power distributors, load-serving companies and myriad user industries that seek certainty in their costs and revenues from the use/sale of electricity, need effective hedging mechanisms for efficient price risk management. Under the circumstances, creation of and access to appropriate risk management instruments for hedging of electricity prices becomes essential. As has been witnessed in many developed electricity markets around the world, risk management using futures and options on electricity is one of the most effective and popular ways to manage this risk. Further, given the transparency of well-regulated exchange-traded derivatives market, it is important to use hedging instruments traded on exchange market. This will facilitate and further advance a transparent and competitive electricity market in the country while reducing uncertainties and costs. Transparent derivatives markets are also known for providing efficient platforms for price discovery, which is one more reason for using exchange-traded electricity derivatives market for the development of this sector. With the recent legal resolution of the regulatory jurisdictional issues connected to trading of electricity derivatives in India, it is hoped that Indian securities market will soon witness the launch of financial derivatives on electricity. This is sure to meet a long-pending demand for a product that addresses risk management associated with electricity. Chandra Shekhar is a policy commentator and commodities market specialist, and Day is Assistant Vice President, MCX India. Views expressed are personal. Samsung Electronics has announced its premium mobile processor, the Exynos 2200 on Tuesday. The Exynos 2200 is a freshly designed mobile processor built in with a graphics processing unit. As per Samsung release, the Exynos 2200 will enable the ultimate mobile phone gaming experience and enhance the overall experience in social media and photography. Along with combined GPU and neural processing unit technology, the Samsung Exynos 2200 is crafted with advanced 4nm extreme ultraviolet lithography. The octa-core Exynos 2200 is designed with a tri-cluster structure comprising ARM Cortex-X2 along with 3 Cortex-A710 and 4 Cortex-A510 cores. The new processor consists of image signal processor, which has been designed to support the latest image sensors for high resolution up to 200 MP. The ISP at 30 frames per second supports 108 MP in single camera mode, and 64 plus 34 MP in dual camera mode. For video purposes, the ISP supports 4K HDR resolution. Exynos 2200 also integrates a 3GPP Release 16 5G modem which supports both sub-6 GHz and mmWave spectrum band. Exynos 2200 also comes with integrated secure element to store private cryptographic keys and play a role as root of trust, the Samsung release stated. Also, inline encryption has been reinforced to have user data encryption safely. Currently, the Exynos 2200 is in mass production. In the present clutch of state elections, Punjab stands out on 2 counts. Elsewhere, the us versus them script has completely eclipsed discourse on a plethora of vital issues that, however, found energetic relevance only in Punjab. Though this could be attributed to the year-long farmer agitation, it must be said that the state has largely been free from stoking social divisiveness. An abrupt foray into the state politics by the farmers, post their year-long crusade, has caught other parties off guard. Each one is fighting against time to woo them into their fold. No wonder all were united in seeking a deferment of elections from the EC. The farmers could be credited for helping restore some gravity, long absent in our election. R. Narayanan. Navi Mumbai. Apropos, can the FM relieve women of this burden? It is good to note that rural women of Maharashtra and Gujarat have been provided with water wheels developed by Wello, an American social enterprise. While women have been relieved of the physical hardships of fetching drinking water walking miles away, it is not the final remedy or the panacea, but just one among the other alternatives available in addressing the issues of rural women folk. The point of providing clean drinking water to every household used to be the mantra of every other political party while coming to power. Water, being the essential source of livelihood, the government identify the hamlets and villages which are water deficit and provide them water by digging deep bore wells and overhead tanks powered through solar. With the available technologies, providing water should not be difficult for village head. Similar to the ambitious plans of electrifying all villages and making smoke-free villages, the agenda of providing clean drinking water should get on the top of bureaucrats' list. Thrust and liberal funds can make this happen, enabling the rural womenfolk in finding enough time in sharpening their skills and get empowered in real sense. R. V. Bhaskaran. Chennai. This is with reference to the article banking frauds will increase over next 2 years. It is really shocking to note as per a survey that banking frauds will increase in spite of the huge innovative banking methods that are being adopted by various banks in capturing maximum share of business through them. Cyber crimes are increasing by the day through technology. Most importantly, the frauds may crop up from different corners of the world, either through fake accounts or through fake bills, which the banks may not be aware of until a certain point of time. It is therefore more essential now that banks' audit systems have to undertake multiple checks on all high-value transactions from different angles at different stages of the transaction, be it a lending transaction or a business transaction. Banking frauds should be severely dealt with by the Vigilance Department. Katturu Durga Prasad Rao, Hyderabad. This refers to the article Enhancing the Lifespan of Organization. Since measures for the long survival of an organization require human resources to implement them, their sustained quality to adopt the new changes and keep innovating to face new challenges becomes a crucial factor. If we look at the history of organizations like Ford Company and Tata Group, we can see a thoughtful succession planning at the top to maintain a pool of talent. A dynamic organization culture makes the application of technology and innovative practices possible. Also, proactive customer service, competitive pricing with product/service quality, and continuous innovation contribute a lot. YG Chowksy, Pune. As it attracted global and national audience with engaging scripts such as Bahubali and Pushpa, the Tollywood is finding it difficult to deal with a script that is tormenting it for the last few months. Producers, directors, actors, distributors and exhibitors of the Telugu film industry are distressed by the latest move of the Andhra Pradesh government, which is the key market for the industry. It all began when the state government cut the ticket prices drastically, saying it is doing it to make film watching affordable to common man. For the industry, which has been hit severely due to the pandemic, this move came like a bolt from the blue, with prices of tickets getting as low as 5 Indian rupees. According to the industry, it is not viable for them. That has led to the industry and the ruling YSRCP government getting into a war of words. Some in the film industry feel that the government was hurting the interests of the whole industry as it attempts to target its political opponent and Jana Sena President Pawan Kalyan. Seeing things going out of control, Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy had invited megastar Chiranjeevi to discuss the issue over a lunch at his residence last week. After the meeting, Chiranjeevi said there will be another round of discussions with a bigger delegation and hoped that it will be resolved amicably. Though not many in the film industry are willing to talk about the issue for obvious reasons, they don't want to attract government backlash. Thamardati Bharadvaja, a senior producer and one of the few film personalities who are quite articulate about the issue, told Businessline that a team from the industry was in talks with the government and hoped that it will be resolved in the next 2-3 weeks. Taking objection to resorting to below-the-belt criticism by some ruling party leaders, he favored a healthy discussion to find a solution. Film director V.N. Aditya felt that the state government should have discussed the issue with stakeholders before taking a decision. Producers, distributors, exhibitors, actors and technicians are key stakeholders. Any decision that would impact their interests needs to be discussed with them. Had they spoken to them, the issue would not have become so serious, he said. Reducing the ticket prices is not the only issue that is bothering the industry. The move is aimed at curbing the practice of inflating the ticket prices exorbitantly to even more than 1,000 Indian rupees and selling all tickets at the rate. Besides resulting in losses to the exchequer, this practice is making it unaffordable for people to watch the movie in the first few days of the releases, a government official said. Director-producer Ramgopal Verma has criticized the government's move, ridiculing the decision in a series of tweets. It is up to the manufacturer to decide on at what price he should sell his product. The government has no role in this, he contended. The decision to reduce the fares will directly impact the big-budget films, which largely depend on the first few days of collection. As the euphoria reaches the peak ahead of the releases, fans don't mind paying any amount to watch the films in the first few days. This would help the producers and distributors to rake in the maximum collections in the first week, a film producer, wishing anonymity, said. The film industry, however, welcomes the move to open the online window for ticket sale. It helps in bringing accountability and transparency. It will also keep tabs on the established online ticketing firms from taking huge margins, Bharadvaja said. US-based mortgage services provider Consolidated Analytics today announced 2 new global centers of excellence in Chennai and Pune. In a press release, The company said that after growing its headcount from 25 in 2019 to an estimated 500 in the US alone, it is expanding globally and redesigning its delivery to meet the changing needs of mortgage and financial services organizations facing productivity and resource constraints. Consolidated Analytics offers end-to-end mortgage services ranging from asset-level analyses to enterprise-wide optimization. Its solutions for real estate finance include property valuation services and analytics, mortgage business process services, consulting and advisory, and asset due diligence for clients in the banking, lending, servicing and capital market. The company said it looks to hire up to 500 at its Chennai and Pune locations by the year end, with positions in mortgage processing, underwriting, title services, accounting, digital mortgage solutions, artificial intelligence, and IT infrastructure management. A highly experienced team of technology and mortgage process talent in India will help streamline and simplify cumbersome mortgage processes and maximize human capital where it counts most, Arvind YJ, CEO of Consolidated Analytics, said in the statement. Tharavananthambusammy, president of Consolidated Analytics India Operations, said, with a strategic presence in India, Consolidated Analytics will have access to an experienced team of mortgage professionals as well as a full team of data, software, analytics and AI experts. Reliance Industries Ltd. has become the largest shareholder in robotics company Addverb Technologies with an investment of $132 million. Addverb had earlier raised around $11 million in Series A and pre-series funding led by Jalaj Dani, co-promoter of Asian Paints, making its total funding close to $143 million since its inception in June 2016. This round of funding will accelerate the company's expansion in Europe and US, and enable it to set up the biggest robotic manufacturing facility at a single location. This manufacturing facility will be completely automated and will propel India as a world leader in the robotic sector. Addverb also plans to start an innovation lab with bases in Europe, US and India, where the best and like-minded brains will come together to solve the complex problems in the field of human-robotic collaboration, Addverb said in a press statement. Founded in June 2016 by Sangeet Kumar, Pratik Jain, Bur Singh, Satish Kumar Shukla and Amit Kumar, Addverb Technologies is based out of Noida. It has subsidiaries in Singapore, Netherlands and Australia and provides products across 4 verticals in the automation domain: robotics, automated storage and retrieval systems, picking and software. Sangeet Kumar, CEO co-founder, Addverb Technologies said, Reliance was already one of our esteemed clients with whom we had co-created and delivered highly automated warehouses for their JioMart grocery business. The comfort level and the trust factor were already in place, which led to this association. This strategic partnership will help us leverage 5G, battery technology, through new energy initiatives, advances in material sciences, to deliver more advanced and affordable robots. Addverb has the capacity to manufacture a variety of 10,000 robots in a year through its state-of-the-art manufacturing facility in Noida. India this year is celebrating its 73rd Republic Day, commemorating the Indian Constitution, which came into effect on January 26, 1950. President of India unfurls the tricolour and pays tribute to the country's soldiers. Republic Day Parade is one of the most significant public events in the capital. Different states and union territories present their tableaus to Defence Ministry, which are then selected for the parade. The Defence Ministry is responsible for conducting the Republic Day Parade, and the ministry invites all states and union territories to participate in the Republic Day Parade. States and union territories should have to showcase their ideas for the theme chosen. The theme for this year's Republic Day is India at 75. The Defence Ministry also released guidelines for the preparation of tableau's proposal for participation. Initiatives should include young qualified designers, electronic display walls for a bright display of images and content, innovative use of LED lighting, moving elements using mechatronics or robots. 3D printing could be used to showcase certain elements, using eco-friendly materials for tableaus, using technologies like AI and virtual reality among others. The tableaus received will be evaluated in a series of meetings with the experts committee. The Ministry of Defense constitutes a committee where experts from various fields of arts will be there to help in shortlisting candidates. In the first phase, the sketch or design of the proposal will be reviewed and scrutinized. Then, the participants will be asked to come up with a three-dimensional model of their proposals, which will be examined again by the committee for final selection. The final selection will undergo a combination of factors like visual appeal, impact on the masses, idea or theme of tableaus, among others. Moreover, the selection process extends over 6 to 7 rounds of meetings on different days. Tableaus of states that have been rejected. The rejection of tableaus for the Republic Day parade has created a political storm. Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and West Bengal have said their tableaus have been rejected. Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, M.K. Stalin, expressed his concerns that it is deeply disappointing. It is deeply disappointing to note that the tableau of Tamil Nadu depicting V.O. Chidambarnar, Mahakvi Bharathiyar, Rani Velu Nachiyar, and Marutha brothers, the renowned freedom fighters from Tamil Nadu, is excluded from the hashtag Republic Day Parade, 2022, M.K. Stalin tweeted. The Trinamool Congress Party, in its official Twitter account, has tweeted, "Ridiculous how the BJP for India-led central government repeatedly systematically insults our history, culture and pride. By rejecting Netaji's tableau, they have once again laid bare their hypocrisy. Absolutely unpardonable." The Ministry of Defense is yet to release the list of selected tableaus for the Republic Day parade. January 18. ICICI Securities has reported that its consolidated net profit in the December quarter was up 42% to 380 Indian rupees crore against 267 Indian rupees crore logged in same period last year, largely on strong growth across business. Its revenue increased 52% to 942 Indian rupees crore. Cost-to-income ratio stood at 46% in the quarter under review. ICICI Securities has a client base of 70 lakh, of which, over 6.8 lakh were added in the quarter, which is the highest ever addition in a quarter for the sixth time in a row. About 81% of new customers added were from non-ICICI bank channel. The company has over 3 million active clients. Total client assets were up 64% at 5.6 Indian rupees lakh crore. ICICI Securities is the second largest non-bank MF distributor by revenue and asset. Its MF revenues grew 54% to 97 Indian rupees crore on the back of SIP count rising 44% to 1 million as of December end. Vijay Chandak, Managing Director, ICICI Securities, said the company has identified several underserved pockets, including young professionals and new entrants to the job market, retirees and NRI. To win them over, ICICI Securities has sharpened its delivery and overall value proposition, he said. We are investing in next-gen skill sets, tools, platforms and capabilities, through which we are able to offer highly customized solutions matching an investor's risk appetite and goals, he added.